Hello, everybody. My name is Todd, and welcome to the CINCILINGUA membership program. It's great to have you all here as members of our program. And as most of you probably know, CINCILINGUA is a language institute, and we are located here in the Midwestern region of the United States of America in Cincinnati, Ohio. And again, it's great to have you here as members of our program. And in this lesson video, we are going to proceed with our series dedicated to business vocabulary, focusing on idioms for business English. And this is lesson 7 in our series. And we're going to just move right on into our first idiom. And this idiom is to play catch up, And this idiom means to make a big effort to overcome a late start. When you are behind and you have to take actions to get to the level of your competition. So the idea is that your competition is ahead of you and you are behind the competition, and now you have to pursue your competition in order to get to the same level. And you have to work hard to do that, okay, to catch up, to reach the level of your competition who is ahead of you. This is the idea. And we can see this in our example sentence here, I think. And that example sentence reads, after Tesla introduced its electric car, other auto companies had to play catch up in order to compete. After Tesla introduced its electric car, other auto companies had to play catch up in order to compete. So Tesla was the first. It was the forerunner. It has the electric car, and now other auto companies, they have to compete with Tesla. And so Tesla is ahead in front. And so they have to play catch up. Very difficult to do sometimes. Okay, so they have to make a big effort to do so. Right, so now we're going to move on here to an uphill battle. An uphill battle. This refers to a difficult fight, or we might say a difficult struggle would be another word that we could use here, a difficult struggle. And we have in our parentheses here, when you are facing an uphill battle, you face difficult circumstances. When you are facing an uphill battle, you face difficult circumstances. And when you face something, that means that you encounter something, you experience something, you encounter something. And so so here we have difficult circumstances in the basic definition. And our example again will illustrate this point. Trying to maintain customers during the COVID pandemic was an uphill battle for many small businesses. It was a challenging time. Trying to maintain customers during the COVID pandemic was an uphill battle for many small businesses. It was a challenging time. It was uphill. It's like walking uphill. You had to make an effort to walk uphill, to run uphill. So a challenging time. Okay, so now we have this idiom, to gain market share. Another word for gain here is acquire. or to obtain market share, or to acquire market share, or even to increase market share would be fine. But the meaning here is to increase one share or piece. A share is like a piece. Think of like a pie. You have a piece of the pie or a share of the pie of a market defined in percentage terms. It refers to either dollar market share or unit market share. Okay, so again, to gain market share means to increase one share or piece of a market defined in percentage terms. It refers to either dollar market share or unit market share. Okay, and our example, Procter & Gamble holds a global market share of 20% in their beauty care segment. They hope to gain an additional market share of 5% this year. Procter & Gamble holds a global market share of 20% in their beauty care segment. They hope to gain an additional market share of 5% this year. So again, we see that this is being defined in terms of percentage. Okay, so global market share of 20% and want to gain the market share of 5% this year. And just as a parenthesis here, Procter & Gamble, a large company, as many of you know, has its headquarters located right here in Cincinnati, Ohio. If you ever have an opportunity to visit us here in Cincinnati, take a trip downtown, and you'll see the Procter & Gamble Pavilion, beautiful site, downtown Cincinnati. So, okay, we will move on here to our next idiom, and that is to pay a premium. To pay a premium. And basically this means, like the definition here, it means to pay a higher price for something. To pay a higher price for something. And often, sometimes because of its better quality or brand name. Okay, so if a product has a good reputation, it's a good brand name, you will pay a premium for that product. You will pay not only for the product and the quality of the product, but you will also be paying for that brand name. So again, we have our example, and it says we had to pay a premium for gasoline during the oil embargo during the 1970s. Prices were very high. We had to pay a premium for gasoline during the oil embargo during the 1970s. Prices were very high. Yeah, so during this time, gasoline was very expensive. People had to pay a premium. They had to pay a much higher price because in this case, it wasn't because of the quality or the brand name. It was because of the specific circumstances in which that took place. Right? Yeah. So in this short lesson, we looked at 4 idioms. And we started with the idiom to play catch up. To play catch up, we said that this refers to making a strong effort to catch the competition that is ahead of you. So your competition is ahead of you, in front of you, or above you. We could say in front of you or above you, and you're playing catch up to get to their position, to reach their position. So you have to make a strong effort to overcome the distance between you and the leading competition. That's the idea of playing catch up. And then we talked about an uphill battle. An uphill battle, we could also say an uphill struggle or an uphill fight. basically refers to difficult circumstances. Difficult circumstances. If you have a challenge, it's an uphill battle. Uphill meaning inclined. So you can imagine the image of running uphill. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to run uphill. And so you can imagine this uphill fighting as you're going uphill. It's not an easy thing. All right. And then we looked at to gain market share. To gain market share. To gain, again, we could say to increase or to acquire. But to gain market share really means to increase the market share. And again, we will talk in terms of percentage, okay, of a global market. For example, we want to increase our share. So, for example, some businesses will gain market share by acquisition. They will actually acquire maybe their competition. This happens sometimes, and this is a way that companies can increase or gain market share by acquisition. Okay. And then finally, we looked at to pay a premium. To pay a premium basically means to pay a higher price. And you said sometimes you pay a higher price because of the quality of a product or service or the brand name of a product or service. Sometimes it just you pay a higher price because of certain circumstances, maybe high inflation, for example. You pay a premium for a product or service. Okay, when Apple comes out with a new device, that device is usually, we say, pretty pricey. Pricey means expensive. So you'll pay a premium for an Apple device. Or maybe Nike, for example. Nike comes out with its latest running shoe. When it comes out, you will pay a premium because of that name brand. All right, so that's going to wrap up this lesson 7 in our series on business idioms. And so before I leave you here, I'm going to wish you a wonderful remainder of your day, and I want to thank you again for being members of our program. It's a pleasure working with you here. And so hopefully I will see you. I'll see you next video in our series. And I wish you all a great remainder of your day. Thank you again. Signing off from Cincinnati, Ohio.